there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're talking Stephen Twitch's widow. Doing the most for attention. We're going to get into it. Anything I say is alleged in my very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Again, a couple housekeeping items, you guys, before we get into this. If you're new here or what have you, it is free to follow me. If you have not already, please subscribe to this channel. Please subscribe to my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. We got some good stuff coming over there this week. Also, my TikTok, which parts of this video will show up there later today on Anonymous Tea Podcast, as well as follow me on the gram, Anonymous Reality T, you guys. Please do not forget to follow me on these other platforms to be up to date on things going on with the channel. So we need to talk about Allison Holker, who is Stephen Twitch boss's widow. You guys, obviously, he passed away a couple of years ago. He was famously on Ellen DeGeneres' show and everything else. I have an issue. I have a huge issue because I had this feeling the moment the way that this quote-unquote unalive situation was reported and just the details that came out. I had been dragging this thing up and down from jump that something isn't right with this story. Something is not adding up. The math isn't mathing. I can't make it make sense. Something in the milk isn't clean. And remember, Twitch's family came out. Remember, they came out as well and said that they haven't seen their grandkids. They haven't seen his kids in quite some time, you guys. Basically, since he had passed on, and they felt a certain type of way about it. Just odd behavior, y'all. And, then we get, Allison, she's done some interviews and all the things. Then she pop out and showed him, which is this guy on the right. She's got a new boyfriend and everything else. But that's not enough. You've moved on. You should be happy, moved on with your life, raising your kids, this and that. But maybe the money has ran out of whatever was in the estate of, DJ Twitch's finances, because I don't understand why now there's a book coming out and now there's new allegations about him allegedly being on drugs. Let's talk about it, you guys. So it says the following, and again, you have a People cover exclusive. This is what I'm talking about. So to her new man, how does it feel that she is going to be spending the rest of her time talking to the press about her late ex-husband and basically ignoring, what his kids are going through, what his family's going through? Now you just want to malign this man's name all of a sudden? No. Not on my watch. So let's get into this People article. It says, Stephen Twitch boss's widow, Allison Holker, discovered his drug addiction in very scary moment before funeral exclusive. After boss's death in 2022, Holter, whose new memoir details her own difficult childhood and healing journey, learned about her husband was struggling with painful demons. Allison Holker made a devastating discovery about her late husband, Stephen Twitch boss, in one of her hardest days of her life. Weeks after the Ellen DeGeneres show co-executive producer and longtime DJ died by unalive at the age of 40 in December of 2022, the dancer uncovered a cornucopia of drugs, including shrooms, pills, and other substances I had to look up on my phone, hidden inside his shoeboxes. I was with one of my really dear friends and we were cleaning out the closet and picking out an outfit for him for the funeral, recalls an exclusive interview for People on his latest cover story in newsstands this Friday. It was a really triggering moment for me because there were a lot of things I discovered in our closet I did not know existed. It was very alarming to me to learn that there was so much happening that I had no clue about. It was really a scary moment in my life to figure that out, but it also helped me process that he was going through so much and he was hiding so much, and there must have been a lot of shame in that.
Throughout their 9-year marriage, Holker, who details their healing journey in a new memoir titled This Far Out February 4th, believes she and Boss had a very honest communication, including about his marijuana use. At night after the kids went to bed, he would quietly slip into their guest house to smoke or drink. That was his alone time. That was his time to recharge, and that was okay, she says. But as she combed through his journals, hoping to find clarity and closure after his death, Holker learned her husband had hidden painful secrets from those closest to him. He was wrestling with a lot of stuff inside himself, and he was trying to self-medicate and cope with all those feelings because he didn't want to put it on anyone because he loved everyone so much. She says of Boss, who alluded to being, SEXUALLY, abused by a male figure during his childhood, and several of his journal entries. He did not want other people to take on his pain. While she felt betrayed by his secrets, Holker has also gained a new outlook over time. Reading Stephen's journals and even going back into the books he had read and the things that he was highlighting and lining gave me a better perspective of where he was in life and the type of things he was struggling with, she says. It did have me feel a lot of empathy towards him and sadness for all the pain he was holding. She underscores that she is now sharing Boss's struggles in the aftermath of his death and hoping to save at least one person who is struggling in silence. It was really hard to put all the pieces together through certain discussions, even with friends and things that had been said. Reading through his journals, you realize he went through a lot as a child and never faced it, she said. It's hard to think he never opened up to someone and wanted to face it to get through it on the other side. I really hope that people dealing with the same thing will help themselves out of the shadows and know that you're going to be okay. While Boss who was acting withdrawn, showering less frequently, and smoking morning and night, acknowledged to her that he was going through a low period. He was very careful about his wording, she recalls. At the time, he was closing out 8 years on the Ellen DeGeneres show while also ending a run as a judge on So You Could Think You Can Dance. Still, we were getting ready for this big year, she says. It seemed like, he's taking a resting period, which he said that he's never had. In hindsight, Holker believes he was deeply struggling with the chasm between the extroverted Twitch, his beloved perfect public persona, and the introverted Stephen, a man who yearned to be the perfect husband and dad to their 3 kids, Wesley 16, Maddox 8, and Zaya 5. When I would think about, never mind. I'll say that in a second. When I would think about my husband at the time, I would think, I love that Twitch is a great performer, but then when he comes home, he feels safe enough to be Steven, she says. I was with him for so long, and that's how he's been the entire relationship. I was like, it's a beautiful thing that he can be both. Looking back, Holker realizes his 2 very different personalities were increasingly battling each other. What if he felt safe being one individual that was different kinds of and had different types of energies? She now wonders, you don't have to be a completely different person and put them aside from each other. The morning before he went missing, Boss dropped off Wesley at school. She was the last person in their family to see him alive, and his final words to her, I wish I could be your Superman. Having someone say last words to you that you didn't really process at the time as being anything wrong, that's really hard, especially as a teenager, said Holker, noting that Wesley still attends the same school. She handles it with far more grace than she should have to. We took the steps to really help her and communicate with her and make her feel seen and heard. Holker continues, I think she also sees those words as something beautiful and also ugly. Also sees this as well, as it's also a battle that she is going to always have with herself, but I know she can see it from both sides. Feeling the full range of emotions and knowing that it's okay is what Holker hopes others take away from her new book. I've been so fortunate to have resources that have helped me and that I've now teamed up with, she said, working with organizations like the National Alliance of Mental Illness and Maple Counseling. And I've learned there's so many other resources that can help people I don't know about. I've had so many people reach out to me needing to talk. And if I've learned anything, I've learned that mental health can impact anyone at any time of their life. It is important to be an open vessel to them when they're going through it, listen to and allow them the space to be who they are. And at that moment, not make them feel like it's wrong Says Holker, people that have a lot of light, they still have gone through a lot of dark, and that's okay, because you can't have one without the other. If you or someone you know is considering unalive, contact the 988 Unalive and Crisis Lifeline by dialing 988 or text strength to the crisis text line at 741-741. This far, my story of love and loss and embracing the light by Allison Holker comes out February 4th from Harper Select and is available for pre-order now where everyone books are sold. So here's my problem, among other things. Number one, you came out initially and said that all of this, his death, the circumstances surrounding his death, everybody needed to shut up, everybody needed to keep it private and everything else, that you didn't want anything out there and everything else, not to discuss them, right? You said that, Allison, to keep things on, the DL, not to say anything. And then for you to come out with this now, and, now call him basically a drug addict, and all these things to try to get sympathy and everything else because everyone feels that you were not moving right after the death of your husband. And listen, everyone grieves differently. That's not what this is. It was a very, disconnected approach, as if he didn't exist to you, and hadn't been existing to you even when he was here. I mean, I'm just so disgusted. Why are you telling the world this? Listen, it would have been enough for you just partnering with unalive organizations about, people who struggle with loved ones that have unalived themselves. But now what you're doing, you're combing through his journals for content to make money and sell books, and you think that's okay? And you're combing through, allegedly, we still don't know if this is even legit, that now all of a sudden after the fact, he was on all of these drugs all of a sudden. He was a drug addict and you had no clue whatsoever. And now you're putting that out there, and this man's got kids. This man's got a family that is still grieving and still dealing with the untimely death and unexpected death of their loved one. And this is how you choose to honor him? Oh my gosh, this is so disgusting. Absolutely disgusting and deplorable behavior. And it's clear as day, whatever he was struggling with, he was not comfortable enough to tell you. Because maybe there was something that he saw in you that was not right. And this just confirms it. The man is not here to defend himself, to defend these allegations. For all we know, he could have just been struggling, with the fact that he was losing his jobs. He was losing significant income, because I'm sure that Ellen show was how y'all were able to get the lifestyle that you had and have that nice house where y'all were doing those dance challenges in front of every day. So please miss me with all of a sudden at this new attempt. This is supposed to be a memoir about your life. And usually when people, want to honor somebody, they're going to keep it cute and keep it mute and keep it respectful because you want to preserve their memory. But now all of a sudden there's all these things, but you thought you had a happy marriage, but now you're combing through his journal? You now all of a sudden are finding drugs in shoeboxes? Are you kidding me right now? It is 2025, girl. Are you kidding me right now? This man passed away, unalived himself in 2022, and this is what we're doing? He is not here, like I said, to validate any of this nonsense. And it's not to say, what, because how are we supposed to know this is true or not? There's still some people who doesn't even believe that he was unalive. They believe that, or that he actually did the unaliving. They believe somebody else did based off of how the original story was presented. That something in the milk wasn't clean. But my thing is this. You're screwing this up for his kids. And now telling the world the last word that he said to his daughter, that I wish I could be your Superman. Like this is not okay, Allison. This is not okay at all. And it's clear that the kids are still struggling. And now all of a sudden you want to claim the oldest child now too. Y'all weren't even together then. He came in and took in, which is what people are supposed to do. But make it make sense. It is not okay. That is the whole point of a journal and a diary, you guys. It is never meant to see the light of day because it's supposed to be your private thoughts, your private feelings, your private concerns. And potentially whether or not he was seeing a therapist on top of it, that is supposed to be confidential information. The world's not supposed to know about that. It's obvious this is a money grab. It's obvious the estate didn't have the money that you were looking for, and you're trying to cash in because obviously your new man's not doesn't have the money, isn't broke, or you're just fame hungry. But none of this is right to me. None of this is okay, you guys. And this is why, again, not everything. See, sometimes you guys, you get into these relationships, you get into these marriages, and you're all in with some of these people, and you have no clue who you're married to. And this especially is the perfect example. Yeah, we may not have known about a lot of personal things as it pertained to DJ Twitch and all the things. We don't know personally what he actually was struggling with. But I'm not just going to believe this nonsense because the same person who said they wanted to keep everything private, they wanted to preserve his memory, they didn't want to put him on blast and all this other stuff, is now a couple of years later, now that the money's dried up, is putting him on blast. You want me now to take you seriously? Oh, no. It's not happening. Absolutely not. It's not going to happen. This is absolutely deplorable. Deplorable behavior. This is not the appropriate acts of a widow, you guys. You would want to preserve his memory, maybe having, since you were also a dancer too, maybe having different, like a foundation, like what Kobe's wife is doing. Having a foundation at a dance center or something in honor of DJ Twitch, or, having something for the youth that is interested in DJing and dancing and all of that, dancing and being happy, not this foolishness. Something that is going to preserve the memory of your loved one. Obviously, nobody is perfect, but we don't want to hear this nonsense now. Are you out of your mind? This is not okay. And anybody that's supporting this book in hopes that they're quote unquote getting more insight into Allison or DJ Twitch or their marriage, no. All you're doing is putting money in the pockets of somebody who is looking for nothing but greed and attention. We cannot validate whether or not this is true because DJ Twitch is not here to tell us so. And now all of a sudden, the same person who said they were not going to say anything, this was a private matter, and this and that pretty much, the fact of just the story of him, being unalive was enough. Because that's really what people think, that he was unalived and that he didn't unalive himself. But that's a whole nother conversation. You wanted it to stop there, but you saw the hate that you were getting. And then you saw the additional hate you started getting when you basically ignored DJ Twitch's family as if they never existed. And they've got other, there's still there's still descendants of his that are alive. There are still his legacy that is still alive, that is attached to his family. And you're saying, oh well, new man, new who this, new year, who this, oh well. Read my book. If you want information on your loved one, what? If anybody should know anything about the journals, it should be his actual family. It shouldn't be us. We should not know any of this information. What is wrong with people? This is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I'm just over it. And I know there's going to be people that are going to defend us, but I'm sorry. I see through this because something never set right with me from the beginning. Something did not sit right with me. And ever since this DJ Twitch had passed away untimely, she has been moving completely mad, you guys. Completely and utterly mad. This is unacceptable and this is not okay, and I'm going to continue to call it out. So there is that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.